Welcome to Florida Gators Live, episode 46. Man, this has been a rough weekend. Obviously, I had the post-game show last night talking about the Florida LSU game. And then today, I had faith in my Jags. And honestly, besides two players that feel like kind of threw away the Jags game, Dyami Brown dropping that wide-open touchdown pass, and Brian Thomas Jr. just looking like he did not want to be out there to play football for the Jags today. And I mean, T-Loth had two interceptions. I mean, the second interception, I believe it was, where Brian Thomas Jr. just didn't even try to do anything there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like it was a bad throw by T-Law, but Brian Thomas Jr. theoretically, if he's a top 5 receiver like he was last year, should be able to try to catch it, make an attempt on the ball there. Like, not just
you can't just move out of the way and let it get intercepted. Like, you got to do something. You can't just stand there.
Brian Corthier, if you're not early, you're late. I guess you're late to the show. Sorry.
I don't know. Yeah.
Is this about the Jags or Gators? We'll get into the Gators. Usually we start the show off just by hitting a random subject here, and had to get some grievances about the Gators because we're going to talk plenty of Florida Gators football here.
Worry.
And we have the Miami preview because then next week we have a bye week. So our next show, we won't be previewing a game. We might have a pretty big preview for something else after the Miami game, which I think will happen based on my prediction as well. But I mean, do we just want to get straight into our Florida LSU final takeaways? Obviously, you weren't here for the post-game show last night, so I'm only focus on you here a little bit. So let's get into it. Florida does end up losing.
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. Florida does end up losing 20-10 to LSU in a game the defense played phenomenal. I mean, there were 0 second-half offensive points in this game. LSU had the 1 pick six, and that was it in the second half. I mean, our defense, LSU's defense, played phenomenal. I left this game really high on Blake Baker. Like, he really impressed me with the play calling, getting blitzes and everything, not allowing anything over top, but how much is him not allowing anything over top as much as Lagway. We'll talk about Lagway later on in the show. So
yeah,
I'll let you, Tyler, get into your takeaways from this game.
Yeah, I mean, just immensely frustrating. Immensely frustrating to be losing games like this in year 4. I mean, like you said, I think the defense was lights out in this game for the second week in a row. The defense has played phenomenal. I mean, they've only given up two touchdowns on the season. Being 1-2 with the defense giving up 2 touchdowns all year is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, that, like, I literally mean that. It's like I had to, when I heard that, I had to fact check it because I didn't believe it.
I have a stat.
Let's hear it.
In the Billy Napier tenure, Florida was, I don't know the numbers. I think it was like 14-0 when Florida gave up less than 20 points. We're now 0-2 this year in games we've given up less than 20 or less. 20 points or less, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. Back-to-back games where, I mean, obviously people made a lot about USF after that game. We saw what happened to them at Miami last night. Didn't go very well. I mean, this LSU team, like, wasn't particularly impressive. I mean, I don't walk away thinking this is one of the best teams in the country. I don't really walk away thinking this is a national championship contender, although it is a pretty wide open race this year. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just to be here where, I mean, the defense is, I'm willing to go as far as to say elite. Honestly, I'm willing to go as far as to say elite at this point. I mean, the way they've played, and I just never thought in a million years, and we'll get into this more, but I just never thought in a million years coming into this year that the problem would be DJ Lagway being borderline, not even borderline, being unplayable. He threw 5 interceptions. Yeah. I mean, and they were all like, I mean, I don't know how you throw 5 interceptions and it's not at least like where 1 or 2 are like unlucky tip, batted at the line, whatever. No, all 5 of them just horrendous reads.
I was preaching it all off season. Like, everyone's pointing out Lagway had 9 interceptions, and like 4 or 5 of them were, if you're grading on a scale of 1 to 10 on how much are on him, 4 or 5 of them were probably 2s or 3s. Like, not even close to being that much on Lagway. All 5 of those interceptions were perfect, like 10 out of 10s on him. I mean, they were just egregious.
Throwing it like they were like throwing into triple coverage and sailing it. Like it's not even throwing a potentially catchable ball in triple coverage. Like it's just like, I don't know, man. There's like existential problems with this offense. And I don't, obviously I think Lagway is the reason that Florida lost this game. I mean, I don't know did you see Brian Kelly melting down about when he got asked the question about LSU's offense? I mean,
I did.
It's pretty valid. I heard today earlier that LSU's the first team to score 13 points or less when getting 5 interceptions in a game in like 5 years, any team in college football. Yeah. I mean, they could not do anything. Garrett Nussmeier didn't have a good game and threw a pretty ugly interception himself. But I mean, you're just at a point where this offense doesn't give you a chance because you're moving the ball. Like, it's not like you're not moving the ball. They sent a lot of pressure. Florida, I mean, it's not like Lagway just every single play. I mean, obviously he threw for 287. I mean, threw like 50 passes, but still, like, there were plays made here, but every time Florida had a chance to seize momentum in this game, every time it looked like maybe, hey, this is where Florida has the chance to take it for themselves. Just ugly turnover. So, I mean, this was an incredibly winnable game, but also at no point did it feel like Florida, to me at least, did it really feel like Florida was going to win this game. Maybe like a couple minutes really early on, but I mean, you never know what's going to happen that early in a game. I mean, it just always at arm's length because you just keep making mistakes. And even when the defense continues to play well. And I mean, again, I'll just say, I mean, I don't think Billy's making a change here at quarterback. I think there's a number of reasons that's not.
He said it yet last night.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I think DJ could go out and throw 5 interceptions against Miami. And if Billy's coaching the Texas game, I'd be willing to bet DJ's starting the Texas game. So, or I mean, probably even he's not coaching the Texas game, but, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just running out of things to say. Like, it's hard for me to even be like stunned by it because this is ultimately kind of what I expected to happen, minus the 5 interceptions. But I mean, Brian, we're going to talk more about this later in the show and kind of get into specifically what's wrong with Lagway. But I mean, it's clear that this is not the same quarterback. Like, not only not developing, but regressing pretty significantly. So, I mean, frustrating to me in year 4 that we're not surprised by this stuff anymore, that this is just kind of how things are in this program. Yeah. And I mean, Chris, that's also true. Like, I think it's Lagway's, largely to blame, but ultimately it's Billy. It's year 4. This is your quarterback. This is your guy. This is your team. And I mean, I also do think that our offense doesn't make things particularly easy on DJ Lagway.
And
even though
here's the thing, if you want to blame Billy for Lagway being out there, our next best option is a true freshman.
Yeah.
Tremello Jones. Not even a highly rated. I mean, he was a mid 4-star on the 200s, but it's not like he was a highly rated freshman quarterback. And it's like, are you just going to go out there and throw in a true freshman? And, you can say maybe you should have had better depth, but it's also like, and during the transfer portal season, there was no talks of this being an issue. And obviously, no quarterback was going to come here to, hey, maybe Lagway's going to not be healthy. Maybe he's not going to be ready, which Billy Napier said after the game, Lagway's fine. Now, I've heard some different things saying he might not be, and, maybe it's just rust from not playing well, but Billy said to his knowledge, Lagway isn't hurt in any way. So, it's really tough to say.
Yeah. Well, my problem with it is like, I mean, he doesn't particularly look hurt to me. I don't think watching him play, he looks injured. I mean, to me, it's like, it's obviously just decision making. Like, he's just not seeing the field well at all. And he's forcing things. He's not comfortable. He's not confident. And I mean, also, I think like mechanically, he just looks all over the place to me, just in terms of footwork, in terms of stepping up in the pocket, throwing from a good platform. Like, he's trying to do trick shot fadeaways every single time, it seems to me. And it's just not working out. And again, it's like, they're not going to go to Tremello. I mean, first of all, I don't really think Tremello would have made that much. I mean, just being real, like, it's a true freshman. You're going to throw him in his first real action on the road against an LSU defense that I think is really good. I mean, gave them the game in a lot of ways, but I still think that's a really good defense, secondary in particular. So, I mean, I don't think that would have been a very player-friendly situation to put Tremello in, but it's like, I don't know, man.
We'll talk more about Lagway later on.
Yeah. Let's not get too in that one. But I mean, just overall, man, it's year 4. You're 1-2 in year 4. You're probably looking at 1-5. Just being real, probably looking at 1-5. Or sorry,
Maybe.
But yeah, I meant to say 1-4, but you are maybe looking at 1-5 after what we saw A&M do last night. So
Maybe.
I mean, you're heading towards a rough season. You're heading towards a change. I mean, I would be at this point really stunned if that's not what happens in the next few weeks here. But yeah, I mean, just frustrating. This was kind of supposed to be the year that everything came together. And in a lot of ways, when it comes to the defense, they kind of are. But ultimately, the guy that Billy's still here because of is DJ Lagway. And right now, DJ Lagway is not getting the job done. So, yeah.
I like to talk about this. Lagway's interception difference is a loss Billy needed to ride ball. When LSU is stacking the box with 8 players every single play, it's hard to run the ball. It's hard to run the ball. Like,
yeah, 2.9 yards a carry as a team. 2.9 yards a carry. So
I mean, Ball was at 4.6, but
yeah,
his long was 13. Like, he was getting some marginal success, but it's also like they're putting 8 players in the box every single time.
Yeah,
like there's not much we can do there from a running situation. You just got to hope that your QB can throw them out to make them be more worried about the receiving threat, which they just weren't. And it's Jaden Ball was our best receiver too in this game. Like, I mean, take away that 80-yard. I mean, if you give him that 80-yard touchdown pass, obviously he would have 130 yards. But even the 70, 60, or 70, whatever it was he had before then, like Ball was doing really good out of the backfield catching the ball.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I mean, I think that nails it, Chris. I mean, like, I think that, look, defensive coaches are smart. Defensive coaches aren't idiots. They watch film. They know, they see when something works. The recipe's out. The recipe's out on what to do to stop Florida. I think John Summerall did it in the bowl game. A really good defensive coach. I think USF did it last week. And obviously Blake Baker and LSU did it this week. If you load up the box and don't let Florida just chunk you on the ground and make DJ throw the ball, you're going to force mistakes. You're going to force turnovers because, frankly, I mean, I think he was a lot more confident last year, but I think reading the field and seeing the field when he has to drop back and they've got guy, they're making him throw. I don't think that's ever been a strength for him. I think that was something he struggled with at times last year too. So, but yeah, I mean, ultimately it's so obvious what you have to do to beat Florida. We said it going in, that if Florida was going to win this game, it was going to take a huge game from DJ because LSU was going to do what USF did, load up the box, not let Baugh destroy you. And it worked for them because Lagway couldn't do it.
Turns out Lagway didn't even need to have a huge game. He just needed to be solid, and he wasn't solid. He was the opposite of good.
I mean, he threw for 300 yards. So, I mean, if we're talking like a stat line that was 287, but 3 touchdowns and 1 pick.
He threw the ball 49 times.
That is true. Yeah, that's a lot. 287. So, I mean, not a good efficiency there. But, no, I mean.
He threw for a lot of yards. We were forced to. The screen game also worked better this week than it did most weeks. It's also LSU blitzing a lot. The RB screen always works really well here for us, and we brought it out a couple times in this game, so that was cool. But I mean, Lagway threw the ball a lot. It was actually the most passes a QB's attempted in the Billy Napier era. One more than Graham Mertz did against South Carolina back in 2023, where we were able to sneak out a win there. And I felt like we could have. I know you said earlier that you didn't feel like at any point we were going to win this game. When we hit that like a 90, 80-yard touchdown pass?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought we were going to win because I thought LSU's offense was going to struggle, and I liked our defense, and I thought if we could take a 10-point lead there, which we were up by 9, and then that holding call comes in. Both of us felt like that holding call was a pretty weak call, but it's what happened. And when your offense is so reliant on a couple plays, and that one play ends up not going the way that it should have, we saw it last week against USF, and the exact same thing just happened. We have more touchdowns taken back because of penalties in the last 2 weeks than we do touchdowns actually scored.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a problem there.
No, yeah, it absolutely is. And like at the same time, it's like, yeah, I agree. That was the one point in the game where I was like, wow, okay, maybe they're gonna do something here. But it's just like that shouldn't be the difference. Like that shouldn't be the difference in a game where the defense is playing well and not letting them move the ball very effectively or score points. I mean, they had 13 offensive points, so one touchdown from the offense. Like that shouldn't be the like that play getting called back shouldn't swing the entire game. But Florida just has. Yeah, go for it.
I'm pretty sure they got like their 2 other field goals as well off of turnovers. Or no, they got one off of the Lagway interception before half, and they got one after. They also got a field goal after the
So they got according to this, they got one field because they had 10 points off turnovers according to this. So that would be the pick.
So then I'm not. It's not a turnover, but when we had the punt after the touchdown got taken off the board because we were in the red zone, and we had the punt from the red zone, they were automatically in field goal range basically, and they also scored off that, which 80-yard touchdown being taken off the board feels basically like a turnover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just can't take advantage of the opportunities. Billy continues to struggle on the road, and it's just, I mean, it's not even that I think this team is awful, but it's hard for me to have any confidence in this team in any game because they play to the level of their opponent and then make too many mistakes to win. That's what it feels like to me. So, I mean, just continue to struggle to score points, continue to struggle to, I mean, I don't want to say move the ball because they did to an extent, but just not consistently, couldn't run the ball very effectively in this game. And just, it's just frustrating. We expected, I certainly don't think we thought there was a chance of starting 1 and 2. I don't think either of us thought that was even a remote possibility. So, but here we are.
Yeah, I mentioned this last night, Kenpo. 3-yard runs to Jaden Ball is better than interceptions for pick sixes.
Yeah.
And Rob, Mertz won 6 games in his UF career. Let's stop acting like he was Tom Brady here.
I don't think either of us think that.
No, but I don't think he throws 5 interceptions in this game.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think any other quarterback.
Mertz had 5 interceptions in his 16 starts here at UF.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a pretty big marker right there. Yeah, I mean, Brent, nobody said Mertz was Brady. He was a lot better than the garbage performance we saw yesterday.
I mean, that was the worst game. I mean, the worst game since Shane Matthews threw 5 in 1992. I mean, we're talking 33 years. Yeah, awful.
Yeah, talk a little bit about the defense here because they were phenomenal in this game.
Mm-hmm.
LSU couldn't really get a run game going at all. Defensive line was really great. Our linebackers, Miles Graham had a very good game. Mm-hmm. It felt like anytime, I think like the first 2 drives, he was a big reason that we got stops. And there was also a play where the receiver was going to be open, but he's able to stop his momentum in the last second to tip the ball away. I mean, I felt really good about Miles Graham in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy to me that has stood out all season so far. I mean, I don't want to say a bright spot because I think the defense as a whole has been a pretty bright spot. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he really is a guy that I'm like, hoping that if there's a change, him being a legacy, I'm hoping that he's a guy you can keep around because I think he's developing into a really, really good player. Just that's always a guy that's always in the right spot, guy that always makes the play, like what you're looking for from that linebacker position. So, I think that continues to be a positive here. I mean, a lot of the defense has been a positive. I'm not sure I feel great about the back half of the defense right now, but I just am not sure. Like, frankly, I just don't know if these past 2 games have really gone against passing offenses that are really going to test it. Cause Garrett Nussmeier remains the Heisman favorite, I think, but like, I don't feel very optimistic about the state of this LSU passing game, the way they've played so far this season.
Wait, no way. Carson Beck and John Napier basically tied.
Are they? Yeah.
Then Dante Moore and then Nussmeier.
Okay, so Nussmeier's not in that top because he was tied with Napier, I believe, going into Saturday.
It's really interesting to look at these new Heisman odds because John Napier was seen as a guy who could, but there were so many questions about Oklahoma's offensive line and the receivers that it's like, maybe he won't. And then, I mean, I was higher on Beck than a lot of people were, but now being second to
Mm-hmm.
Heisman odds. We'll see how things continue for Miami. And then Dante Moore.
Yeah.
Shout out Dante Moore. He's right there. But yeah, I mean, defensive line played great. Linebackers played great. Secondary played pretty well. I mean, yeah, again, I was lower on LSU, so our defense having a very good game against them. That's basically what I should have expected from them. But there's still a part of me that was like, okay, we could just completely collapse defensively here. And they didn't. I mean, until that last drive, or they gave up the one big run there, which I don't know if you blame too much of the defense for. The game was already over at that point. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really take anything away from that. But yeah. Brian Kelly yelled at Nuss for the one interception. That was a horrible interception.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Like, LSU was playing safe football for the entire game until that. They let Lagway lose Florida the game and didn't try to do anything fancy to win it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it went. I mean, in the second half, I think it was like the late third or early fourth, they punted from like their own, from like the 50-yard line on like a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, a really short 4th down. And it's you go for it there. You have a chance to kind of go and put this game away, but Brian Kelly punted it, which, trusted his defense and trusted that Florida would make a mistake and not make them pay for it.
Yeah, it was pretty safe bet with how the night was going. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the reps are more important than anything else, honestly. Like,
I think we're getting to a point where it kind of doesn't really even matter.
Yeah, I mean, I think his confidence is shot. Like, I mean, it was shot going into the game. So, yeah, I mean, they're not benching Lagway. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Although there was like one play where Lagway did limp a little bit after that, I remember.
Yeah, I mean, that's a different story if injuries start becoming a problem again, but they're not going to bench Lagway for play.
No, they won't bench him for play.
I mean, Brian, I don't know. I don't disagree.
Oh, sorry.
I don't disagree that he thinks he's toast, but I don't know I don't think Billy has the political capital to bench Lagway. I mean, Billy is only here because of DJ Lagway. Like, I don't think that's do you think that's an exaggeration to say that like Billy Napier's probably not here right now if last year you didn't have the exciting potential future of DJ Lagway to say, hey, this is why we should keep him? I mean, there were other factors, but I think that was certainly pretty cheap.
If we don't have Lagway, there's some other quarterback on the roster. There's some other piece on the roster that could have been. I mean, that money for Lagway doesn't just disappear.
Yeah, but
they would have had another
5-star quarterback. You wouldn't have gotten a 5-star. They weren't in the mix for it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying,
they're not in the mix for him because we got Lagway.
Well, that's my point. But what I'm saying is, I mean, I think my point.
I'll say if there wasn't a quarterback like Lagway on the roster, then Napier probably would have been fired. But it's also like, again, we would have had another quarterback on the roster that could have been exciting. I mean,
yeah, totally. I mean, I don't know. I think, I don't think it's Billy being resigned to his fate. I think it's Billy knowing that he really can't survive giving up on DJ Lagway. I mean, he probably can't survive either way, but
no. Well, I mean, if he puts Trammell in and Trammell goes and wins the game, it's like, not saying Trammell would have, a true freshman going on the road to Death Valley.
Yeah, but what if Trammell goes in and throws 3 interceptions? Then what?
Exactly. Then it's can you go back to Lagway? Like,
yeah.
But it's also like, he's going to be fired. He's very likely going to be fired either way. So
yeah,
maybe you should just throw the new guy in there. Maybe not. The thing is, we'll get into this later. End that segment there. But yeah, interesting comment here. UCLA and Virginia Tech fired their coaches today. I don't know if you saw it, but Virginia Tech got obliterated by Old Dominion.
Yeah, I didn't see. So I wasn't watching any of that game, but I was out watching the Florida game. But I pulled up. I was just checking scores, and I pulled it up when it was 31-0 Old Dominion. I had to literally wipe my eyes.
It was 31-0 Old Dominion.
Yeah, they ended up winning not even that bad. It was like 45-26, but that game was literally 31-0 in the second half. Jesus. That's when I checked 31-0. I was like, I'd like to double take. I was like, there's no way I'm seeing this correctly. Yeah.
Maybe our next coach Maybe our next coach will hire Brent Pry, our defense coordinator. He's a pretty good DC.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate. He's a good recruiter
And then,
too.
yeah. And then UCLA fires their coach as well after also getting obliterated by New Mexico. So both losing to FCS schools.
15 games in. Deshaun Foster fired 3 games into his second season. I mean, I don't
Foster
think that
is
was
always
gonna.
a panic hire.
Yeah, I don't think that was ever gonna work out. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like you need to give Deshaun Foster more time to build, but like, man, that is a short leash for a guy who was hired under pretty unfortunate circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Brian, Napier has tanked his career, in my opinion. What team would hire him as an OC? I mean,
The Sun Belt.
Napier is going to be
Anyone
able
in
to
the Sun
go to
Belt.
some smaller, group of 5 level conference. And
I think any Sun Belt team would hire him. Any Sun Belt team with an opening would hire him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you can say he's tanked his, like, he's not going to get hired by an SEC school.
No.
Or probably not a Power 4 school. Like,
I wouldn't think so.
I mean,
I don't think, could he get an
UCLA.
OC job? Could he get a Power 4 OC job? I don't even know about that at this point.
Maybe they'll hire him as like a wide receiver coach again, like Bama did.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's honestly, I think he'd probably rather go be the head coach at Arkansas State or whatever. I'm just coming up with one off the top of my head, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the two teams, they fired their coach. I do think there's a reason to wait until the bye week, like get some things in order. Mm-hmm. I'll also say if we can get these guys, so is the rule you can play 4 games then you redshirt, or is it you have to play 5 and then 5 games?
So no, you can play in 4. So that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if we want to. Do we want to just get into that now? Go ahead and get into that, or do we want to?
Yeah, we can get into this. When do we think Billy Napier will be fired? I know we said this last year about it was an inevitability. It's not like a when. It's not an if. It's a when, and it ended up turning into an if. But now we're here, and you play 3 straight top 10 teams still. Texas A&M's win over Notre Dame, put them in the top 10. Maybe they'll lose to Auburn. Maybe they won't. If they won't, then they're going to jump even higher. But you play Miami this weekend, and then you host Texas, which I think is I honestly think that Texas game is kind of winnable now. And then you
hilarious quarterback battle between guys we thought would be an elite quarterback battle. Now it's like a joke quarterback battle.
Yep, and then you go to Texas A&M. So 3 straight top 10 matchups still after playing the number 3 team in the country in LSU. It's inevitability at this point. Like, unless he beats Miami, I feel like it's also going to take a little bit of a miracle here to even beat Miami. But unless he beats Miami, he's going to be fired at some point this year.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think I guess it's not a given because we were 1-2 last year and turned it around. But I don't think that's happening again. I think it's kind of already a done deal at this point. The only thing what I was going to say that made me be like, maybe we should just start the segment is because I honestly kind of forgot until today when people were talking about it, that when a coach is fired, opens a 30-day transfer portal window for those teams. So if we lose bad to Miami next week, you fire Billy during the bye. Okay. But then the problem is, anyone who wants to can transfer, and if they enter the portal and leave, then they preserve the redshirt years. So you could see like mass exit and have to be playing backups the whole rest of the year. It could get. Granted, I think you might respond. You might be hearing me say that and go, "Who cares?" That's valid, but the fact of the matter is, like, you would be in a pretty tough spot. If that happened.
Some things that counteract doing that. For one, players still have their NIL deals, and NIL deals may require them playing multiple games. Yeah. Like, I'd be shocked if these players didn't lose money by sitting out for the rest of the season. Which
I'm sure they would.
They probably.
They just would have to make a business decision, see what they think is worth it. But I'm sure there's
also the seniors on our team, like a Caleb Banks, Tyreek Sapp,
those guys
linemen, like, they have no reason to sit out unless they're just like, hey, let me get ready for the draft, which, I feel like besides Caleb Banks, which I feel like the rest of them still got to prove themselves a good bit. And even Caleb Banks still does. So
I don't think you would see Banks do it. I don't think you'd see Barber do it, or Slaughter. I don't think so. Yeah.
One thing about Banks, he did re-injure his foot. So that could also be something to keep an eye on there. So it might be an easy out for him. to just, sit out for the rest of the season, which I wouldn't
Yeah.
blame him. But it's also like, hopefully we do see him play because I still do think there is some good talent on this team here. Comment right here. Fire Billy, let Ron Roberts take the helm. That's probably what I think will happen if he is.
I would guess.
Spurrier Jr. Russ Callaway will be the OC unless he's also fired, which wouldn't make sense. But Russ Callaway would be the offensive coordinator still.
Yeah. Yeah, and then would assume play calling duties, we would guess. Yeah, I mean, no, like you said, I don't think you would see like those senior guys leave, but I think you could see other contributors that are younger and more in a position to go be really good somewhere else might be an option some of them consider. So the point I'm trying to make with that is if next week is ugly against Miami and there isn't a change Sunday morning and you see that and you're like, what's going on? It might be that, honestly. I think that might be a reason to wait a little bit. But who knows what's going to happen at this point.
Players will also probably be able to read through that a good bit. Like, there's going to get to a point to where it's just an inevitability. Especially if we lose this Miami game, it's going to happen.
And also, it's not a great look. It's not a great, great practice to, if it's obvious to them you're postponing a firing so that you can make sure they burn a year of eligibility. I don't think that's something that they would take kindly to either. I mean, we're heading in that direction. I think it's a matter of time at this point. I think next week's going to be ugly. I mean, maybe Texas at home is winnable. But I think beyond that, I mean, and I wouldn't even say I'm feeling confident in picking Florida. I just think it is winnable at home in the sense that last night was winnable.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, do I feel good about it? Not at all. Yeah. I mean, what's considered ugly, Melissa? I would say something that, leads us to the point where we're there's no path forward for Billy Napier. I think that's what I would consider ugly, which you could argue is a loss in any form. But
yeah, honestly, I feel like if we lose this game, he'd just be fired anyways.
Yeah.
I have my prediction in mind. I already know what my prediction is going to be, and probably a little bit closer than when you're going to have, although maybe not. But,
I got to think. I don't have an exact one yet. I kind of go back and forth, figure out where I want to land on that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Napier will end up being fired after this Miami game. I'm going to the Miami game, so I want to see us win. It's going to be fun.
I'm curious if there's still going to be a lot of Florida fans there.
That's a great question. Someone mentioned it earlier. College game day is going to be at this game, which was just a surprising announcement. I mean, it's not like it's a crazy good week of college football, but I mean, Texas Tech, Utah, that's a pretty fun matchup. Plus, you also have Auburn, Oklahoma, a top 25 matchup. There was a couple bigger games that they could have gone to, yet they're going to Coral Gables, and it's it kind of feels like the funeral of Billy Napier.
It's almost like I'm have you not watched? Did you decide this 2 weeks ago? Have you not watched the games? Yeah, that is an interesting choice. I mean, I will say I remember doing predictions going into the year of where game day would go each week, and I'm almost positive I picked Miami, Florida for for week 4, and I think it was just because the rest of the schedule is not very good. But yeah, it's
that's fair.
Yeah, it's just.
But
I don't know.
What is your official prediction for when Billy gets fired?
I'm inclined. I kind of suspect you're right that it would be after Miami if you lose to Miami, which is what I expect to happen. Spoiler alert. But I don't know. There's just part of me that feels like with the way Scott operates, they might do it the second bye.
After Georgia?
I think.
Or
I think at that
Georgia.
point.
No, I think he'll get Georgia. If we don't fire him after this game.
You think we'll get Georgia?
Unless we get embarrassed by Texas or A&M, then I think he'll get to Georgia if he doesn't get fired.
But I mean, what's embarrassed? Because he'd be 1-5. Does it even matter if it's embarrassing? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
I don't know. I think I was kind of trying to talk myself into later season because that just feels like more Strickland style. I kind of think Saturday is just not going to give him a choice. So I'll stick with you and say it probably happens next Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, it just gets to a point where there's no other option for you to do, and you just have to rip the Band-Aid off and start from fresh. And I saw in a chat someone asked, "What's stopping us from firing Billy now and hiring John Gruden to coach the rest of the season?" And I just thought that was absolutely hilarious, just for the fact that they wanted us to hire John Gruden.
Why? Yeah, where is that coming from? I don't understand. I don't understand the appeal of Gruden, like, in the slightest. Like, I just don't get it.
Fired after the loss to Texas, 1-4. I honestly don't know if we're going to lose to Texas.
I think we will, but I think Texas is more winnable than Saturday's game is.
Yeah. But my official prediction will be after Miami. What's yours? Sorry if it got lost.
Yeah, I'm with you on after Miami. That's kind of where I settled on that.
Yeah, the bye week kind of just frees everything up.
Yeah.
But we will be right back after this short break.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select the betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
Welcome back to Florida Gators Live. We just talked about when is Billy Napier getting fired. We both predicted us to fire Billy after this Miami game. But, there's still a chance we could win it. I mean, has Miami... So, I'd want Marcus Freeman if we fire Billy Napier, and obviously he beat Notre Dame. But I have some questions about Notre Dame's team, some stuff that's not Marcus Freeman's fault. But is Miami this sort of powerhouse that we have no faith in us being able to get a win over, especially with how good our defense has looked? Like, could our defense keep us in this game? And make it to where... Because if you get pressure on Carson Beck, he could have a game like Lagway did. I mean, Beck had, 2 or 3 3 interception games last year. Like, could that happen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it could. I think the defense probably will keep you in the game to an extent. I honestly, I think Miami's really good. I actually do. I think Miami's a really good team. I think they're probably better than they were. Honestly, they're probably a better overall team than they were last year. Even though I don't think Beck is Cam Ward, but I think Beck is good enough with everything else they have. I think the defense is good enough to keep you in any game. I don't think, barring injuries, I don't really expect like a 49-17 or whatever the final score was against Texas last year. I don't really expect something like that this season. Obviously, unless the situation I described where, you lose a ton of guys to the portal because you fired Billy, like that's a different situation. But barring that, I don't really expect that. So like, I think Florida's defense is good enough to keep it in any game, but it's just like, I don't see why I would have any faith. I mean, I said going into the LSU game, I think Florida has the defense to keep this close, but I don't have any reason to believe the offense can score. And that's pretty much exactly how it played out. So that's kind of where I'm at here.
I addressed a couple comments here. Multiple people saying we need to go hard at Dan Lanning. I want Dan Lanning.
He's not coming, guys. He's not coming.
And wait, where is it? Right. Coaching in SEC and recruiting in Florida is enough. He's going to have more money for recruiting at Oregon than he would anywhere in the country besides maybe Texas.
Yeah, the checkbook he's currently getting paid from is Phil Knight. Yeah, he's literally got Nike billionaire money. I don't think he's leaving Oregon.
Lanning isn't coming here. Someone said it. Where is it? Freeman's not leaving Notre Dame for UF. I've said it here. There are multiple reasons Freeman would want to leave UF, and I mean, saying he's not going to make the playoffs this year, maybe a knock on him and make you not want him. But, being 0-2, they could win out. Is that enough to get them in the playoffs with their schedule? That's still a question.
It's tough. Yeah.
Him looking unlikely to make the playoffs. Plus, there's a lot of stuff that Notre Dame has restrictions on, and he wanted to do that. He couldn't do that. That lead him to maybe wanting to leave South Bend to come to Gainesville.
I would personally be a little surprised if they could pull that off, but I think it's possible enough that I would kick the tires 100%. I would kick the tires. I think Lanning is a waste. I mean, if you want to do it, fine. I think you're wasting a phone call.
Yeah.
Freeman, I don't necessarily think he's coming, but I don't think it's a waste of time to maybe pursue that and just kick the tires, see what the interest level is.
See, the one thing that's public information, he didn't want to hire Mike Denbrock. That was something Notre Dame forced him to do. So that's just one little. Now Mike Denbrock people
good.
See Mike Denbrock as a good OC, but it's also like when he's faced a good defense, what has Notre Dame done?
Yeah, well, I'm more looking back at what he did at LSU, but yeah, fair.
Oh yeah,
he was
I mean,
produced a Heisman winner. At least. Produced a Heisman winner and 2 first-round receivers at LSU. But yeah, I mean, that hasn't really worked out.
No, that was Coach O.
Well.
Coach O did all that.
Yeah. Coach O recruited Jaden Daniels.
Yep. All right. Let's get into this next segment here. Why has Lagway seemingly regressed? Now, people have came into our comments the last 2 weeks, earlier today and last week, saying we hyped up Lagway so much, and Lagway's just been purely abysmal. No other ways to put it here. And, people will go and point out his interceptions from last season. But the thing is, it's like Lagway's playing worse than he was last season. This isn't, if we were getting the same play from Lagway that we're getting last year, we'd be 3-0. We'd be ranked inside the top 7 at least, probably inside the top 5, which how some of these other teams have looked. Like, we would be considered one of the best teams in the country right now. But Lagway has just regressed, and it seems like there's probably 3 main factors to this. Rust. He hasn't. He's had like 4 weeks of practice now. Billy Napier said. 2, the injury. Is he still hurt? Napier said no. Some other things that kind of leads you to believe not so much. And 3, Billy Napier's coaching. I mean, it's like there's a reason that our offense hasn't been explosive. Our offense hasn't been great at any point during the Napier tenure. So, there's kind of a big point to why Lagway has maybe been struggling.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at DJ, I kind of look at it in a few different ways, because I think there's the things that I look at him and I just don't think he's developed. I don't know if it's considerably worse, but like just in terms of reading the field, decision making, I think he's always struggled a little bit there. I think he's become less decisive. I think maybe he's regressed in that way, but I think overall, I just feel like it's just a lack of development. And then I think there is just straight up regression. I mean, he's missing throws, sailing throws that he didn't sail last year. Just making mistakes, holding onto the ball too long. Things that, say what you will about Lagway last year. Like, there were certainly ups and downs, but there was never Lagway would step up into the pocket and fire that ball downfield. And that just doesn't feel like the Lagway we've seen at all at any point in these 3 games. So yeah, I mean, I think, look, anytime
he did not slide, he was not sliding.
Yeah, and that's another thing, man. Like, I don't want to get too far like on a tangent, but like he just looks uncomfortable. Like, he doesn't know what to do when he's running the ball. He doesn't have a good feel for where things are coming from and where the holes are going to be. Like, it's just everything just looks very labored, very uncomfortable from him. And I think it's a function of a few things. I mean, like you said, I think rust. I mean, not only rust because it's his, like you said, 4th week of practice, but rust in the sense that like this is a guy that just really hasn't played a ton of football. I mean,
no,
he started 6 games last year. Was it even
7?
Okay, 7.
He was 6-1. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so yes, I mean 7 games last year. One of which he gets hurt pretty early in, and then has the 3 this year where he's kind of been on something of a pitch count at almost, or like the first 2 games at least it felt like that. So it's just like I think he just needs more reps. I think this staff has not developed him particularly well. I think he just feels really uncomfortable and is just doing some things, like I said earlier, just mechanically that just look really out of sorts and out of the ordinary for what we saw last year. Because I don't really think there were a lot of mechanical problems he had last year. It looked pretty good. Ball looked pretty good coming out of his hands. So
Yeah, it was a lot of just a short decision making and not checking down enough, which now all he does is check down. So he overcorrected there, it seems.
Yeah. It almost is like he's playing in his head too much.
Mhm.
Was like too, it's like I think overcorrected on some of the decision making stuff. And now there's just like almost a legitimate either a fear to go downfield or then like a shocking level of recklessness going downfield, just airing it out into triple coverage for no reason. It's concerning. I mean, I think he's a talented player. Look, if I had to put my money on it, whether this is a Billy Napier thing or a Lagway thing, I think I'd be willing to bet DJ Lagway plays good college football someday, whether it's here or elsewhere. I think that's probably where I'd be willing to bet. But I mean, it's not just, it is a lack of development, but it's not just a lack of development. Like, it is a straight up regression.
This is not true. A&M, Lagway was never A&M bound. Almost A&M bound also. I mean, because his final three were even Florida, USC, and Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, not saying he won't go to A&M if he enters the transfer portal this year, which still isn't a given, by the way. But, yeah. And right here, tunnel vision. He was staring down those in slant routes when he threw those interceptions. Like two of them, I think, were clear. He was looking at his target directly from the snap, and the safety, what was his name? Who I think pretty sure got both of the picks.
Halsey.
Yeah, AJ Halsey, I think was.
Yeah.
Read it like a book and got those two picks easy, maybe two easiest picks of his career. So there's just so many things that we're watching Lagway do that he didn't do last year. And, maybe it's the injury. It's also, maybe it's coaching that's led him array here, but it's not looking good for us and looking good for the future of the season.
No, I mean, I think, you and I were both optimistic coming into this year. I think we liked the roster. I think we both thought the roster had some pretty good talent. But I think the main reason, I think if you tell you and I, like, hey, a lot of this stuff is going to be good, but DJ is going to be a real problem, I don't think either of us would have had very high expectations for the season. So,
Rob, maybe hear me out. Lagway is a true sophomore, and he is going through the ups and downs. Hey, maybe.
To an extent.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Josh Allen. He had 5 interceptions in a game at Wyoming against a pretty bad team. Like, sometimes you have those bad games and you go through those bad stretches, and maybe it's because of Napier. Maybe it's because of the play calling. I felt like they spread. I thought the play calling was actually not that bad. Like, I thought, we could have ran the ball a bit more. I mean, we threw the ball 49 times. It's also like you're playing from behind, and it felt like we had the ball the entire game against LSU as well. So that was that felt different than the entire Napier tenure. I can't lie. But, maybe just going through his ups and downs. When Billy gets fired, it's going to be interesting to see, how the offense looks differently. I mean, is there a world where Billy gets fired and whether it's with or without Lagway, and this offense just looks noticeably better? Like, is that a possibility here?
I mean, like you're saying post Billy firing?
Yeah, like Russ Callaway is fully control the offense, or Steve Spurrier Jr., if you want to say that even.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, I don't think, like, I'm not naive. I'm not saying an interim's going to come in and win 9 games somehow. But I think,
LSU, I mean, USF did this. Sorry. LSU did this. I mean, USF did this.
Yeah. Tulane did it to an extent.
Tulane did it to it. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think, look, I mean, you know how I feel about Billy Napier's scheme and play calling. I think it leaves a lot to be desired. So, yeah, could I be sold on, like, getting a guy like Russ Callaway who has air raid ties in? Could maybe add some new things to the table, make things a little easier on DJ, like quick completions, just get him comfortable and in rhythm? Yeah, sure, absolutely. Am I going to sit here and tell you that I think Florida is a former Samford OC away from being a nationally competitive team? Probably not. But I mean, yeah, I think I think making a change. I think in general making change can kind of spur things and spur energy. And I think getting a new play caller in could certainly have that effect to an extent.
Our O-line is not what was projected. Too many mistakes. So I don't blame them too much in the run game because it's 8-man boxes. It's 8 versus 5. If you're not even including the tight ends, which tight ends have not been that good in this offense, including blocking wise this season. So I don't really go into too much about the offensive line. Pass blocking, I thought Blake Baker called a really good game, scheming up blitzes.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, so it's like when those blitzers come in unblocked, it's like I don't know how much of that's on the offensive line.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that's on the quarterback for not identifying the blitz or whatnot there, but I'll say it didn't feel like the offensive line was losing 1-on-1 when they were blocking. It felt like they were losing when there was either 8 players in the box and we can't run against it, or when a blitzer just came in untouched, which I'm not sure who that is to blame on.
Yeah, and that's kind of where what I was going to say basically is like I think LSU's defense is really good. They send a ton of pressure. They sent a lot of pressure in this game, a lot of like exotic blitzes and stuff like that. I don't know how much that's on the offensive line. I mean, I think part of that's got to be you got to know they're going to do that. You got to know they're going to put the pressure on DJ Lagway because of the way he's played so far this year. And you got to be scheming around it. And for whatever reason, it caused a lot of problems last night, obviously.
Can your own line block Ruben Bain and Akeem Messidor? I think they can. I'm more worried about the blitzes. If you guys are going to be able to scheme up the blitzes, you got the Minnesota defense. What's his name? I'm forgetting his name, but is he known
Corey
for really
Heatherman?
Going out there? Say it again.
Isn't that his name? Corey Heatherman. Isn't that his name?
That sounds familiar. Let me look this up real quick.
You're talking about the DC, right? You're talking about Miami's DC?
Yeah, Miami defensive coordinator. It is. Yeah, Corey Heatherman. That's right. Like, if he's going to be scheming up some blitzes like Blake Baker did, I'll say Blake Baker earned that second highest paid coordinator in the country in that game against LSU. But yeah, the O-line had 5 holds. That is a true statement, but it's also like I feel like some of the holds we're getting called on are so weak.
Yeah,
and
I mean it's a problem, but it's like I don't know if it's like an existential one.
I don't know how much more we can do if these, because again, I watch so many games, and there's so many games where refs aren't calling those little things, and then it feels like every time they're calling it on Florida. Like I mentioned the A&M game, there was a clear hold that was light as day, and they didn't even call that one. Like it, I'm not going to say the refs are out to get us or anything, but like so many minor holding calls that were called on us, and there were a lot of penalties thrown in this Florida LSU game.
Yeah.
So it's not even like they were just favored against us. Like they're throwing a lot of flags, and our offensive linemen just a little too much, I guess, on the hold, and they threw them on us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you, like kind of what you were saying a second ago. Like I don't think if you're rushing 4 against Florida, you're gonna have like a ton of success.
No.
But yeah, I think the blitzes are where you get into trouble, and especially with a quarterback who just isn't seeing things right now. Very easy to get in his head and force him to make mistakes.
Yeah, I'm not sure on this here, but the RBs have to pick up those blitzes. Yeah, that might be what's happening there. I have to go back and double check that, but I mean, that could very well be the problem. I felt like when it's one-on-one, our offensive linemen were doing as well as anyone in the country. Like, not many misses like that I can point out.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of Canes
we got
fans
some
in the chat.
war going on in the comments right now.
Yes, that's cool.
I respect the energy from Miami fans, considering like I think most Florida fans here have kind of like given up on the season to an extent at this point. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly both. I mean, we're both talking about how we're gonna have a different head coach a week from 7 days from now. So I think we're both kind of there at this point.
Yeah, of course. But time to go away from Florida for a little bit. We got to do our 1v1 college pick'ems. last week was my best week, and I went 4-4. Shows how I've done. I went 2-6 week 1, 2-4 last week. This week I went 4-4. Arizona beat Kansas State. Things have completely fell off Arizona State.
Yeah.
So you got a point for that. I didn't. Georgia Tech beat Clemson. I get a point. You don't. We both picked Bama, so that's 2-1. We both picked Georgia. What a game that was. I mean,
yeah, that was a great game.
Shout out to Tennessee. I mean, they looked really good in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joey
I think
Aguilar.
their offense is real.
Yeah. We both picked Ole Miss. 6-point game. Ferris State. It was the college where the quarterback came from. I don't even remember.
Yeah, Trinidad Chambliss. Or Chambliss.
I mean,
I'm not sure you say it.
Lane Kiffin just getting this guy from Ferris State, a nobody. Like you've seen some obscure quarterbacks just come out of nowhere. This guy might be the biggest I've ever seen to go and throw for 300 yards in an SEC game.
Look, say what you will about Lane. I know, his name is certainly going to come up if there's a coaching change. I know, very polarizing figure within the fan base in terms of how people think about him. But to me, like, when you look at what he does with quarterbacks and offenses, like, there's no doubt in my mind that at the very least you would see like a first year of Mullen level jump in this offense in year 1 under Lane Kiffin. Just not even a single doubt in my mind that would be the case.
No.
He's very good at that.
Yep. Then I picked Notre Dame. You picked Texas A&M. It did end up. I remember you only picked A&M to be contrarian because I'm always the one doing that.
I didn't. That one wasn't really in my heart. I didn't really believe it.
No, Terry Bussey, what a playmaker he is at kickoff.
Yeah.
Like, he even had one overturned. Didn't he have a return and then he had one overturned?
To be honest, I really was only able to catch like a little bit of the first half and the very end of that game. Yeah, I wasn't able to watch a ton of the middle of it. So I might have missed some stuff.
I still felt like Notre Dame should have won that game, but whatever. And then we both picked South Carolina, but Vanderbilt. Now, Lenora Stellers got hurt early in this game. But Vanderbilt, I mean, what was the final score here?
31-7, I think.
31-7? That's what I saw it was.
I think 31-7 was the final.
Yeah, 31-7. I mean, Diego Pavia. Now, Pavia is not putting up. Diego Pavia is playing exactly like Lagway from like a statistical margin, not from the deep passes, how he was last year. But like, he's not putting up crazy numbers, but he's leading them, being efficient, and getting those points. And 31-7. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be able to win the Heisman with these numbers, but it's like with what he's doing at Vanderbilt and. Now, Vanderbilt's schedule, they're ranked 20th. They host Georgia State. Hopefully they get some revenge from last year. Then they host Utah State. Then they go to Bama. That's a crazy matchup right there.
Yeah.
But it's time to get into...
He's just such a gamer. He's such a gamer.
He's a gamer.
Yeah.
Sunbelt Billy needs an extension on his contract. Maybe the extension will lower the buyout. No.
Yeah.
But it's time to get into our week 4 college football pick'ems. Our records are now, let's see, that puts me at 8-14, while you are you're 13-8. So we have the opposite records. Hey, still plenty of time to come back, although this weekend might not be that. Not too many games we're going to do here. But first one we're going to do, number 17 Texas Tech at number 16 Utah. A noon game at Rice-Eccles Stadium. That a noon game at Utah in this big.
Yeah, 10 a.m. local. 10 a.m. local is heinous. You can't do that. That's disgusting.
But I'll let you pick first here. Texas Tech at Utah.
This is really tough. I think I like both these teams a lot. I think both these teams are fun. I think these two, they might play again. This might not be the first. This might not be the only time they play this year. I think Utah is a little bit more complete. I think I like Texas Tech's offense more, but I think Utah is more complete overall. At home, we know that's not an easy place to play.
No.
I think though, even though it's a 10 a.m. game, which again, that's heinous, but I think they'll get the job done. I'll go Utah.
Yeah. Texas Tech has blown out 3 bad teams. I mean, the fall off of Oregon State and Washington State is just so sad to see. They got left behind by the rest of the Pac-12. So that sucks to see. It's like, I picked Texas Tech to win the Big 12, and so far I picked these two teams in the title game. So far, neither have shown me any reasons to pick against them. I'll say Utah has played a bit more impressive opponents, although it's not like UCLA. I mean, have they UCLA proved how bad they are? And, Wyoming's not that good. I'll pick Texas Tech here because I predicted them to win the Big 12. So, although I could see this game easily going any other way. Maybe I should pick Utah. So if you get this right, the spread doesn't, we don't get further away from each other. But no, I'll stick to Texas Tech here.
Hedging against yourself.
Hedging against myself. Yeah, I'm not gonna back down here. Next game we're gonna pick 3:30 slate's actually pretty interesting here. Auburn at Oklahoma. John Napier, currently the Heisman favorite, has looked really good. Auburn, they had to win over Baylor. Can they replicate the success of Jackson Arnold on the grounds is going to be the question here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I trust Brent Venables and his defense. I'm going to take Oklahoma here. And honestly, I don't have much doubt about that, although Jackson Arnold's going to end up rushing for 200 yards and prove me wrong now.
Yeah. I'm with you. The one thing that makes me a little nervous is I don't know if I love Oklahoma's offensive line or really like its entire offense outside of John Napier. It's all kind of suspect outside of John Napier. And then Auburn's pretty good up front defensively, so that does give me some pause. I still feel like we don't know if Jackson Arnold can throw the ball. And if you can just keep his run game in check, which I think, I expect Brett Venables to come out and have a good game plan. I mean, they had Bryce Underwood in a blender a couple weeks ago. Granted, true freshman quarterback, but still. I think, what do I trust more? I trust what Oklahoma has shown me more right now. But again, I feel like this one could go either way.
The three best teams in the country, Miami, FSU, and Oklahoma. Man, this is a nightmare for us Florida fans.
Yeah.
But so we're both going OU here. Next game we're gonna predict maybe a battle to who's gonna be the next head coach at the University of Florida. Tulane at Ole Miss. Now Tulane has looked phenomenal this year. They just got a big win versus Duke. They beat Northwestern this year. It's like neither two great really teams, but I mean, I like Duke. I still think Duke's going to be like a 7 or 8 win team in the ACC, so that's fine there. And they dominated Northwestern, so I really like Tulane. And Ole Miss's defense has looked atrocious. I mean, they gave up 23 to Kentucky, which 23 points doesn't sound too bad, except for when you look at the offense that Kentucky has, Azal Calzada.
Yeah.
I mean, now Dowdle's ran for a good amount of yards so far, and because he was able to have a good game against Ole Miss, but it's like, I still don't think Kentucky's run game is going to be that good against a good team. So I'm going to pick Tulane to get the upset here.
Okay.
And also, I know Trinidad Chamberlain had a good game against Arkansas. Arkansas's defense has been really bad this year, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, there was that game. They haven't played anyone else.
Yeah, so it's like it's hard to say.
I'm not going to expect too much from him. I'm going to trust Summerall to get the win here and pull the upset at Ole Miss.
I like the boldness. I'm not there with this one. I think I agree with what you said. Like, I think Ole Miss I think this is gonna be a close-ish game because I'm not sure Ole Miss can stop them. First of all, with Tulane, no offense to some offense intended, honestly. I don't put any faith into that Northwestern game. I think Northwestern's horrible.
Yeah. Northwestern do pretty good in their last game, and this game they just played.
They played
yesterday.
Oregon. They kept it semi-close.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I think Duke defensively is pretty good, and Retzlaff ran for 4 touchdowns, I think, yesterday in that game. I want to say ran for 4.
Let me check that, but
either way,
stats.
I think they've done some cool things. I'm intrigued by them. I think if I think it's them and USF in the clear
4 touchdowns.
4 on the ground. Yeah, I think it's them and USF as the clear G5 favorites right now. I I don't know if I think they're going to be able to slow down Ole Miss enough. Like, I see this one being like a 45-31 or something like that, or something kind of crazy like that. But Ole Miss.
I like it. Yeah, I like that. That's a fun scoring, high scoring game. Dirty Kane thing. FSU is better than basically any team in the SEC. I mean, hey, if you're an FSU fan, then then you're probably happy. But Dirty Kane thing. I guess you're an FSU fan now. But no, next game, number 21 Michigan at Nebraska. I think this is an interesting game here. Michigan just ran for like 8 touchdowns, I'm pretty sure. It gets against Central Michigan. It's not like a crazy team, but 8 rushing touchdowns feels kind of crazy. But I like this matchup at Nebraska because Nebraska hasn't played anyone since their game against Cincinnati, where they escaped with a win.
Yeah.
It's a game between two teams that have kind of disappointed. I mean, we expected more from Nebraska. I mean, they're like a 10-point favorite, and Michigan, I mean, they got shut down by Oklahoma.
Yeah,
like,
which I kind of personally expected, but yeah. I just think they were overrated a bit preseason. I think top 15 was, or wherever they were, was pretty ambitious for that team. I'm not sure they're quite there yet. Just like, I don't really think they've been a disappointment, but like they've probably been, you probably could say they've been a disappointment relative to like the common expectation for them.
And honestly, we're picking this game. I kind of don't want to pick either team here.
Yeah, not a lot of confidence in either direction.
I'm going to take Michigan because if Nebraska wins this game, they're going to be, people are look at the record and say 4-0, and they're going to start overhyping Nebraska. So I'm going to take Michigan just because of that.
Yeah, I just, I'm really not impressed. I mean, Nebraska's played one real game, and it wasn't very impressive to me. I mean, they had a closer game than it should have been against a team with a quarterback in Brennan Sorsby who was like very bad in that game, and they still kept it close. I don't really have the faith in Nebraska. And I think Bryce Underwood, I think, sort of finally started to, it seemed to me from the little bit I saw of that game, it seemed to me like things were starting to click for him a little bit. Granted, Central Michigan, I get it. But they're just the team I think I have more confidence in right now.
Yeah. All right. How many games? That's 4 games. There's nothing much else to this schedule right here. I mean, we're going to pick this game because we need to add some here. Maybe a trash can bowl. North Carolina at UCF. I feel like this is just fun to predict.
Oof.
I mean, 2 teams that we expect to be bottom feeders now in their conference. I mean, I'm going to take North Carolina here. Because I think UCF is like really bad. And I mean, North Carolina back-to-back wins like against Charlotte and Richmond. Maybe that's
wasn't Charlotte like kind of close though? Wasn't the Charlotte game like
it was 20-3?
Yeah,
but I'm gonna take UNC.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you in the sense that I don't really like either of these teams at all. I'll be honest in saying that I have watched maybe 5 minutes of UCF football this year. I think I watched a little bit of the end of that Thursday night game against Jacksonville State, which was way closer than it should have been.
They should have lost that game.
Yeah, they didn't play on Saturday. They had a bye after beating the tar out of North Carolina A&T. So, like, I really don't believe in this UNC team. I'll go UCF, but I feel horrendous about it. I feel horrendous about it. Yeah.
I was kind of hoping to trap you here to pick UCF.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel pretty good about UNC winning this game. I think UCF is absolutely terrible.
I think UNC might be too, but we'll see. Yeah, this isn't about confidence in UCF. It's about just like complete lack of confidence in North Carolina.
UNC, one of our viewers. I mean, you see they're about to flip one of the 5-star North Carolina or Miami corner.
Are they? I don't think I saw that.
He's a 2027 commit. Apparently, he's going to reclassify and flip to North Carolina, which just feels really wild considering. All right. Last game we're going to do here before we start breaking down Florida, Miami. South Carolina at 23, Missouri. Now, Missouri they actually beat Kansas. What am I saying? Bo Pribula has actually looked really good. A lot better than I expected. And kind of shocked that it was labeled as a QB battle heading into their opening week matchup against Central Arkansas. I mean, Pribula's looked really good this season. Do we know the status of Lenore Sellers?
I don't. I really am not sure what's going on there. Did Beamer address it after the game?
I have no clue. Let's see. USA Today. Here's the latest. He did not have an update after the game. He kept off the field. Is it a concussion?
That's what it seems like people are speculating. So he'd have to clear protocol, so we just really wouldn't know right now.
Yeah.
But I would say probably not. I would say like the odds, I feel
No.
like you're not very likely to clear protocol in a week.
Also, the backup QB being Luke Doughty. How is Luke Doughty still in college football? Hasn't he been there for like 10 years?
No, for real, man. That's a name.
Wasn't
when
he
I
the-
saw it, I was like, he's only 23.
He's only 23 in college football.
This is his 6th year. This is his 6th year.
Wasn't he the one who lit us up in 2021?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he's been there since 2020. I don't know how this guy still. My point, Aaron Nolan not being the backup is a bit concerning for South Carolina's future, because the 5-star transfer from Ohio State, in year 2 now, that's the guy you hoped would be the backup, I assume, for South Carolina fans. But I don't want to pick Missouri because I'm a drink hater. But I also don't want to pick South Carolina if Sellers isn't playing. I'll take South Carolina. Hope Sellers does play.
Okay, well, I'm gonna counter you here because I'm kind of becoming a not drink hater. I'm becoming a one who is intrigued by drink. I think they're pretty good, honestly. I think they look pretty solid. To me, they just have looked like the much more consistent team so far. I'll go Missouri here. That's like a pretty easy pick to me.
Yeah, fair enough. So Texas Tech, Utah. I have Tech. You have Utah. Oklahoma, Auburn. We both have Oklahoma. Tulane, Mississippi, Ole Miss. I have Tulane. You have Ole Miss. Michigan, Nebraska. We both have Michigan. UNC, UCF. I have UNC. You have UCF. And I just realized I wrote down Sellers instead of South Carolina on my sheet here. But
yeah, I mean, that's a Freudian slip. They're kind of feels like they are built to be a one-man team, and it hasn't really worked out so far.
Yeah, let me write. Maybe I shouldn't pick South Carolina back-to-back weeks, but no, I'm going to stick with it. You pick Missouri, and then we'll have our Florida-Miami picks, which I might already have written down, even though we haven't said them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you can probably take a guess.
I guess maybe address some comments here. Are you guys happy to play Miami?
I mean, not right now. I'm glad the game's being played. I think it's good that rivalry gets played. I'm not particularly looking forward to this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to the game. I'm taking off work Friday, so that's awesome. It's a drive down to Miami. Gonna try some places down there. Got this steak place I'm excited to try. So I'm excited for the trip, hang out with the boys and everything. But what the actual game's gonna entail, I kind of want to see things shaken up. So it's like losing does probably give us a higher chance of Napier being fired now than, later on down the road. But or keeping it close or getting blown out makes it a higher chance. I think Napier can lose and still be here if it's a close game. But I'm excited to see how our defense looks against them. I mean, because here's the thing. We're at a point now for Florida where all the pressure's on Miami. Napier's gone. If he finds a way to win this game, then, he does have a way back in. Because I also think if we can beat Miami, we can beat Texas. Now, A&M will figure out more about when they play Auburn. But if he can beat Miami, he can beat Texas. So he'll still be available to try to keep his job. But it really feels like all the pressure's off, and it's just he's done, and we're looking at the future now. Well, everything. If Miami loses this game, it's like, hey, you guys were able to dominate South Florida. You beat Notre Dame. You're looking like your defense is legit, and that you're going to be able to go and dominate this Florida team and put Billy Napier in the grave, shut his casket and bury it. So I'll say it kind of feels like it's house money now, although Billy definitely doesn't live up to his scared money, don't make money motto.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, I agree, though. I mean, you're right. There's more pressure on Miami because they're the team that's going to be ranked in the top 5. And Florida's a team that's well on its way to firing a head coach. Even if he wins this game, like even if he finds a way to win, I think it's still an uphill battle to keeping his job. I mean, the path would, he would open the door for it. Like the path would be there, but I think it's still pretty unlikely that he manages to do it. But yeah, I mean, for Miami, like you had the 2 losses last year that really just, inexcusable losses that ruined a shot at making the playoff. Now you look like, I mean, to me, I think pretty clearly, especially after what we saw from Clemson on Saturday, like pretty clearly the best looking team in the ACC right now. Like, I mean, is that a crazy take that this is the obvious ACC favorite to me?
Yeah. Maybe Georgia Tech should be held up there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see with FSU too. We'll see with FSU. I still don't know what to make of that because I don't know what to make of Alabama. Granted, looked pretty good yesterday. I don't think Wisconsin's good. So yeah, we'll just see.
Melissa, I cover the Miami Hoops team. We're getting smacked. Yeah, at least we get the rematch.
Yeah, I like that coach that you guys hired though. I think Jay Lucas. I think that was a pretty good hire.
I was about to say something and I just completely forgot it. Oh, kind of out of nowhere. Cal, they're 3-0. They just beat Minnesota by 13. Have you seen Cal's schedule?
I have not.
Here, let me read it off real quick. They're 3-0. They had a dominant win over Oregon State week 1. Yeah, dominant win over Oregon State. Their 5-star QB Jaron.
He is a baller.
Sago Tupeli.
JKS. We can just call him JKS.
Yeah, JKS has looked really good. Next, they go to San Diego State. I don't think they're going to struggle with that. Then they go to Boston College. Now, Boston College just lost by 10 to Stanford. I don't really trust Boston College, but I think the time zone, the flying across the country thing is really the only thing I question here. Then they host Duke, host North Carolina. I think Duke's an interesting matchup, but I feel like what we've seen from Cal is like something they should win that game, especially at home. And North Carolina, of course. Go to Virginia Tech. No explanation needed. Host Virginia. Feel like they should win that game. Then at Louisville. That's probably their biggest game of the season. Because I feel like to this point, they're going to be favored in the rest of their matchups until this Louisville game.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be an underdog at Louisville, but I don't think Louisville's some unbeatable team. Like, they could beat Louisville. Go to Stanford. That's a game they should win. And then they host SMU. That game could be a playoff spot on the line for Cal. Like, the way the schedule lays out.
Yeah.
And it's looking a lot like Indiana from last year at this schedule.
Yeah. That'd be crazy. I don't think anyone saw that one coming, but it's not impossible. And again, that quarterback, man, special player. He's a really good player.
Cal had a sad ass schedule. They could actually get there. They don't play FSU, Georgia Tech, Clemson, or Miami. That's just absolute insanity.
I mean, I don't know how you get a draw like that in the ACC. Like, that's actually insane. They need to find a way to balance that a little bit better. That shouldn't be possible. I mean, granted, I'm not sure anyone thought Georgia Tech would be as good as they are. Like, they were supposed to be good, not like an ACC contender necessarily, but
really, them not getting Clemson, Miami, like, I feel like everyone has to get one of the two.
Yeah, how do you not get Clemson or Miami? That is crazy.
I mean, SMU doesn't look that good now, so it's like they also struggled in Missouri State. But SMU, I guess, in the preseason could have been seen with there, but yeah, I mean, they paid for that schedule. We played Cal last year. That's why, I guess. I mean, that's the way the ACC lines up. It must be nice. Although we lost to USF, so I'm not sure that helps.
No, I'm not sure playing Cal's schedule would do us a ton of favors right now.
Say TJ Abrams recently tweeted, and there's nothing. He took out everything Florida in his bio.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think TJ Abrams affects how the rest of the season plays out, but
no, and I think just in general, like, if there's a Florida player that you guys are really attached to and they're not a senior, maybe mentally prepare yourselves for them to potentially leave, because I think there's a lot of players that could happen for in the coming weeks and months. So that's all.
Yeah. On 3 listed their week 3 superlatives. Can you guess who the worst was?
I mean, it's got to be DJ Lagway, right?
And Arch Manning.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of, was he, I mean, Arch wasn't good, but was he bad enough to put him on the same level as Lagway? I didn't watch any of that game. I just saw the numbers.
He was that. They're having a close game with
I saw the
UTEP.
pick. The pick across his body in the end zone was really bad.
Like, theoretically, was he as bad as Lagway? No, but it's also like they were playing UTEP.
Yeah.
Like that, this Texas-Florida game is going to be so funny.
Outdueled by Malachi Nelson in the 5-star battle of the week.
Yeah, shout out Malachi Nelson. I mean, I don't even think Malachi Nelson, I mean, he is UTEP talent against Texas talent defense. So,
yeah. I think he threw
maybe
a couple
you get
picks or something. I don't think he was particularly great in that game.
No. Yeah, he had 111 passing yards. Arch was rough to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was more focused on the Georgia Tech Clemson game and the what's the other noon game I was watching?
Oregon Northwestern. What else was, I don't remember what else was on at noon. I'm trying to remember.
College football week 3. Nope, not AP poll reaction. I don't really I don't need to do myself like that. Why is this not in order of the times?
Were you watching Bama, Wisconsin?
Oh, I had that on early. It was a close game early on, so
yeah.
Then it was really just Clemson, Georgia Tech. But I guess it's time to get into our predictions here.
Yeah.
Florida versus Miami. Coming into the season, we thought worst case scenario, we're 2-1 with maybe a loss to a really good LSU team.
Yeah.
But
which is what I predicted.
Yeah. Which is what you predicted, yes.
Yeah.
But that's not where we're at now. Now we're 1-2. Billy Napier's good as gone at this point. Going on to a Miami team that looks better than like any non-Miami fan predicted as well. Like, and we look worse than anyone predicted. I mean, cousin Shane, who had us at 6-6, seemed to be the lowest on us, and he may not have been low enough on us at this point. But it felt like at worst this was going to be a must-win game to rebound against LSU. But now it feels like it doesn't even matter if we win this game because of how tough this schedule is. I mean, I said it last week. If Lagway goes out there, plays great football, and we win this game, with our schedule, now you have the chance to lose everybody. You also get the chance to win people back with the schedule. Like, you go out and be a top 10 Miami team. Or where's Miami ranked? Are they like 6th?
They're 5, I think, right?
Are they 5th?
I'm almost positive they're 5. I'm almost positive they're 5.
Let me get. Maybe I should have looked at the AP poll reactions. But looking at the AP poll, no, they're 4th.
4th, okay.
Why did Oregon fell 2 spots? That feels weird. Oregon's looked really good.
Oh, they were 5th yesterday. I didn't actually even see the AP poll today. Yeah. They moved up to 4th. I guess they jumped Oregon?
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah, Oregon's honestly looked like the best team in the country, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't quite get that one, but
they
whatever.
Played anyone crazy, but yeah. But Miami's up to 4. You go and beat a number 4 Miami. It's like the way you beat them matters. If you go out there and Carson Beck struggles, the defense keeps it close, and Lagway struggles, and you just keep it close and manage to sneak one away, then the attitude around Billy isn't going to change. It's going to be like, hey, he got his upset. He got his big win, like he's gotten every single year. But if you go out there and Lagway, Napier said this past week that Lagway showed exponential growth. Now, if Lagway goes out and actually shows that exponential growth and you beat this Miami team, maybe, because then you get Texas, you get a bye week, then you get Texas, which this Texas teams look very beatable, especially if you're getting good play from Lagway. Then you get another A&M team who's number 10 in the rankings, and they play Auburn. Like, they get both. If they beat Auburn, they'll be inside the top 10 for sure. Like, then you'll be talking about us going, 5-2 into the Georgia game, assuming you also beat Mississippi State. Like, then, then Napier could be theoretically in the position of saving his job. But we're not getting out there. We're not getting to that point, I don't think. Like, that's saying Lagway just overnight decides to stop playing some of the worst football I've seen from a Gator quarterback.
And the worst part of that is because of the hole you dug yourself. Even if that happens, even if Florida wins that game, goes out, looks incredible. Lagway, we're like, Lagway is back. Your margin for error is almost gone. You could maybe lose one more game and still have a shot at making the playoffs, which I think to me, I think we're kind of on the same page coming into this year. This was about as playoff or bust as it gets coming into a season. And you're really just, the path is just not really there with what's left on the schedule. Even if Texas is as beatable as we think maybe it is, even if A&M's not as good as it looks like they may be, even if Tennessee has some issues that Georgia couldn't really take advantage of, even though they ultimately won that game. Unless all of those games are just way more manageable than they seem right now, I just don't see that happening. So, yeah, I think, that's the problem with losing that South Florida game was that didn't inherently end your season, but what's ahead, and the margin for error is pretty much gone now. So, yeah, it's hard to even get fired up about this one because you just know what's coming. Even if things work out and you catch Miami on a bad night, which could happen. It happens in this sport all the time. I don't really see the team capitalizing on it and having another late season turnaround because I don't know what's going to spark that. Last year you had, the team rallying around Billy and him being safe. You had Lagway coming in and sort of sparking the offense. Nothing's coming to save you this time. You know what I mean?
No. This is revisionist history. I will not allow. Ryan here, I'm a diehard Gator fan. I don't understand why people think DJ Lagway was so great to begin with. He was nothing more than average. This is just not true, man. Lagway was a really good QB. Now, obviously, you're going to look at the stat sheet and it's going to show 9 interceptions, but this is just not watching the tape. Lagway was really good last year, even not just for a freshman. He was a really good player last year. A lot of different analytical points would also support that. Will Miles, if you know him, he has his own quarterback rating sheet, and it was really high on Lagway. And now Lagway is not doing it this year. Ryan, you're proving my point. Pull up the stats. You're box score watching.
I just point out, if you want a box score watch, dude averaged 10 yards per attempt last year as a true freshman.
Yes.
In the meat of an SEC schedule.
Now, Lagway struggled this year. He's been really bad this year. That's not what we're arguing here. And that's not what I'm arguing here. But saying Lagway was average last year is just beyond crazy. His 5 interceptions this year in that one game. Sorry, not this year. He has 6 interceptions now?
Yeah, 6 this year.
His 6 interceptions this year would probably all be inside the top 7 of his worst interceptions from last year. He has legitimately just gotten worse or regressed or injured or whatever it is. Yeah. I'm not going to allow this revisionist history to get out there. He looks uncomfortable now.
Yeah, he was flawed. He wasn't perfect. He made mistakes last year. But there was a level of comfort and confidence I don't think he's had from the moment he stepped down on the field against Long Island this year. Even in that game when he was...
No, he was
he was statistically very impressive. He was 15 of 18 for 100, however, and 3 touchdowns. But you could tell even from then that he wasn't confident the same way.
Half of these picks, he couldn't take care of the ball. What do you have, 9 or 6 picks? Half of these picks weren't on him not taking care of the ball. A Hail Mary, multiple tipped passes, a receiver falling over. Those aren't interceptions that are because he couldn't take care of the ball.
He's also a true freshman. Saying he was perfect. He's also literally was a true freshman.
It doesn't even matter. Half of those 9 picks, if you don't stat box score watch, he had less turnover worthy plays than he did interceptions.
Yeah.
That kind of says the entire story right there. I don't care he threw an interception on a Hail Mary to end the half against Texas A&M. Or he's getting hit in that Miami game as he throws the ball right away. I don't put those on DJ Lagway. And if you want to go and box score watch and be like, oh, the signs were on the table, go ahead. I can't stop you. But it's just not the case, man.
He's clearly gotten worse is the thing. It's not even that he hasn't developed. He has gotten considerably worse.
The fact that there are multiple AP ballots that still have Florida inside their top 15 is mind-blowing.
Dude, this was, I just can't believe how much people talked about this last week. I mean, it's stupid. It's like also
Oh,
why
it's
do
that
people
same
care?
girl too.
Is it? Oh, great. It's
And
just like why do
Virginia
people care? I don't really
player.
get why people care so much about the AP
Oh,
poll in general. Like it literally just
no.
doesn't matter.
An LSU writer has us inside the top 15.
Oh, okay. I think that was also. I
So
remember Dan Cannell made a big deal about that guy last week.
Yeah, an LSU writer and that one girl for USC.
Yeah.
Wait, I've lost
I think
every game.
watched.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I'll say he did look worse against FSU and Tulane than he did against Ole Miss and
he was also
LSU,
playing on a bum hamstring. He was also literally playing on a bum hamstring. Like,
but
I don't know. I think you're being a little
value those
uncharitable
top
to the way a true
25.
freshman played coming in down the stretch last year. That's all.
Yeah, Lagway has pressure on him to carry the whole team. Maybe it is pressure, way of the world it feels on him, but yeah, I'm not going to let this revisionist history stand for him not looking good last season. There is a reason multiple people were ranking him as the best quarterback in the country coming to this year. Like, if he was playing like this last year, there would be 0 people ranking him as the number 1 QB coming into the year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you would have had 0 hype if this is the way he was playing.
But he carried us to the victory last year against LSU, and this year he carried us to the loss.
I mean, I also think Anthony,
this,
before we do that real quick, I think Anthony Richardson also regressed in Billy Napier's offense. Like, I think Anthony Richardson you don't think Anthony Richardson looked worse in 2022 than when we saw him come in 2021? Because I do.
No, because remember what we saw from Anthony Richardson in 2021. He had a splash plays against FAU and USF. He missed a couple of games, didn't really come on the field until LSU, where he had some big plays, but he also had 2 interceptions. Then he started the Georgia game and was absolutely horrible. And then he missed a couple of games until the FSU game where he was okay. Like, Anthony Richardson wasn't that great, besides he had a couple big plays, which you hoped you would see. Like, I don't really think he regressed. Like, I feel like he was
I kind of think his vision and reading, I don't know. I kind of disagree. I feel like his vision in reading the field looked a lot better in a Dan Mullen offense than it did in the Billy offense, but might just have to agree to disagree there.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe. Okay, let's get back into this Florida-Miami game here. You know, I think our defense against the Miami offense can have some good success here. Now, I think who has better weapons, Miami or LSU?
I'm inclined to say Miami right now.
Now, were LSU's weapons... Now, I'm not saying if you include the QB play, like just weapons only.
Yeah, I assume you meant like skill position. You mean like skill position, right? You mean like receivers and running backs? Yeah, I think I'd say Miami. Yeah.
Okay. That's a take there because sorry, that's an interesting take. You know, Aaron Anderson gets a lot of hype. He's a really good player. Did Nick Anderson even get a single catch in this game?
No, he's had a quiet start to the year. Barry and Brown also has. Like, that's the main reason I say that is a lot of those additions just haven't made a ton of noise. Like, it's Chris Hilton and Aaron Anderson kind of running the show right now on offense for LSU.
If Shannon Dawson was the LSU OC and if Carson Beck was the quarterback for LSU throwing to these weapons, do you still think your answer would be the same?
Maybe. I mean, I think we've seen more from Malachi Toney and CJ Daniels, which is hilarious because CJ Daniels was on this LSU team last year and didn't do anything.
This is where the difference is. Miami's RB room is much better. And
I agree. That's what I was also going to say. I think Caden Durham's a good player, but I think the rest of the totality of Miami's running back room is far better.
Yeah, I'll say from a wide receiver standpoint, I think wide receivers alone, not including anything, I still like LSU's a little bit more. But like, I don't know if I'm really sold on CJ Daniels or as much. Like, his 1 touchdown catch, as great as it was, I feel like that was also a horrible safety play. Like, I feel like you take away that, it's like he had a touchdown catch against USF, I know, but like, yeah, I don't know. I think the receivers I still think are pretty close. but then the running room, and the offensive line is where Miami looks a lot better.
I also think Beck is just better than Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah,
I know is kind of a hot take because I know that's not what I was saying coming into the year. I've changed my mind on that a little bit. But I just really not impressed with LSU's offense. It's going to get them. That's the thing. I don't walk away from this. So they might make the playoff, but they're going to run into trouble in one of these games here in a little bit because they can't move the ball particularly well. They haven't been able to in any of their 3 games, including one against Louisiana Tech. So I think they're gonna run into trouble there. I think Miami's been a lot better. Granted, Miami's played USF and Notre Dame, so it's not like they've had just a joke of a start themselves. They've played some competition. So,
yep. So I think our defense can have success early. What I think will be the problem is if our offense is just giving away the ball. The offense was having decent success. They would get a couple first downs and then punt or throw interception. That's how this LSU game went. I think who is the better defense? I think LSU, right?
Yeah, dude. I think LSU's defense is maybe one of, if not the best in the country, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm fully sold on LSU's defense yet because of how bad Lagway looked. But
and maybe Klubnik's just not good either. But if we're gonna assume that Lagway,
I've seen Klubnik against Troy and Georgia Tech.
Maybe. They held Louisiana Tech to 100 yards or something like that. So I feel confident saying LSU's defense is at the very least.
They still got Jeff Driscoll.
What?
Louisiana Tech. They still have Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah. He's got a 15th year.
Yeah, 15th year. But LSU's defense is definitely better than Miami, so maybe we have a bit more success. It's also their defense is also Miami's defense is definitely better than USF's, which on a by play basis, our offense was actually pretty good, or it was really good in the first half against USF, but second half definitely stalled a bit more. But here Miami. LSU's much better on the back end, but Miami's D-line is better.
That's probably fair. I think I agree with that.
You think LSU's it is?
Yeah. Sorry, man.
I think that's an interesting thing here. I don't think Miami's defensive coordinator is all that known for blitzing. I'm pretty sure that's why they brought him in to be a safer, kind of like what Ron Roberts has done here. It's a bit safer, not giving up big plays type of style of defense here. Which now LSU bringing the blitz is what made their defense so great last night against Florida. And if they don't bring blitzes,
in week 1, they did that against
and in week
Klubnik
1
too. Yeah,
that's what I think is making LSU so much better. And Miami doesn't do that. I think our guys in the offensive line can handle one-on-ones at a decent rate here. Bain, Mesidor, Taylor. These guys are going to get are going to win. So I'm great players win. Even against great players. Someone has to win. And I think ours will win some, ours will lose some. That's how the game will go. But I don't know if the pressure will be there like it was against LSU. And also, you have to question Miami secondary still.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of think, man, if you're saying LSU's played no one, can we just say your best win is an 0-2 Notre Dame team?
Still ranked, by the way.
I think that needs to be said. Yeah. I just feel like I had to put that out there. Anyway, no, I think kind of what you said is sort of how, we'll get into predictions obviously here in a minute, but that's kind of how I see this game playing out. I think Florida will have a little bit more offensive success in this game. Just for one, the fact that I think it's statistically very unlikely DJ Lagway throws 5 interceptions again. I think that's probably not going to happen. And I think Florida can just do a little bit more maybe against this Miami defense. I do think Miami's offense is going to get more on this Florida defense than LSU was able to, though.
That's fair. Yeah, I think we could see. Now, I thought we actually had a really good scripted first drive of the LSU game. I think we could see that again until, that the drive obviously ended up fading out. But I thought we had a good scripted first drive. We got a field goal, I'm pretty sure. I could see us doing that against Miami. The dog in the background. Sorry about that, but
Melissa, I'm not hating on Miami's wins. I'm hating on the idea that LSU hasn't played anybody, but Miami has. You can't argue both. If Notre Dame's a good win, then Clemson's a good win, and Florida at home's a good win.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, Miami's defense could be better. I mean, when does LSU faces Ole Miss in a couple weeks, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's probably when we'll get a real sense of what this LSU defense is. If they can go out there and have a really good game against Ole Miss. But yeah, I mean, based on the talent kind of expectations as well, I'd lean LSU pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we could come
agree.
out here, maybe get a first drive touchdown and get some momentum, and maybe get a couple stops, keep this a close game in the first half. I think I could see us doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Florida just gets absolutely embarrassed in this game. I mean, they didn't look. You threw 5 picks on the road at night in Death Valley and didn't get embarrassed. So I have a hard time believing it's going to be I mean, it was embarrassing in its own way, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We're not going to lose by 50.
Yeah, I don't really see like. Yeah, I don't see like a 49-10 or something like that happening here. I don't think. I think both good and bad. Like, I don't think Florida is built to win games big. I also don't really think Florida is built to lose games like that. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not particularly confident. I mean, 41-17. Like, yeah, I don't think. I think Florida's defense was struggling in that game in a way that it hasn't really struggled since the first 3 weeks of last season.
And the Texas game.
Yeah, but I mean, they were down like 5 starters on defense in that game, right? Yeah.
But I mean, hey, Eric Salzer here, 35-17.
You're our strongest soldier, Eric. Thank you.
Should I change my pick right now? Because of Eric. You inspired me, Eric. Maybe I'll change the pick.
I feel so confident now because of Eric. Thank you.
No, but I think we can keep this close in the first half. I think maybe Miami will also miss a couple plays because all the pressure. Game day is going to be at Miami. I almost guarantee every single picker is going to pick Miami. All the pressure is going to be on Miami. And I think that could get to them early on. But then in the second half, I think, I don't think it's going to be a splattering, but I think it's going to be pretty clearly Miami is the better team.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of essentially where I'm at. I have a feeling we're going to be fairly close here in terms of score prediction.
Like I said, Mario will look to run it up. Will he be able to? Is he going to be in a position to run it up? I think is a question. Like, Billy's going to run up the clock. We were running the clock.
Yeah, that's the thing. Billy plays ball control. Like, yeah.
I was so annoyed last night. 4 minutes left. We have the ball around the 45, and we're still taking the entire play clock. Like, there's no rush to the offense. Like, what are they doing?
I mean, Melissa concerns us in the sense that I think we've both telegraphed pretty heavily we're not picking Florida to win this game.
Game, it was like Florida struggled this year, but like that USF loss, like there's so many fluky things that happened in it. I knew Miami was going to go out there and beat USF pretty handedly. Like, and there's a certain points where the score doesn't matter that much. Like, you guys were better. We were better than USF. We didn't get the win, obviously, but yeah, I mean, what I expected to happen happened in that game.
Yeah.
Mario will also have 100 recruits there. Again, Billy
Mario,
probably
like, I don't know what makes you think like. I mean, I don't think Mario can just run games up at will.
No,
I think you guys are overinflating your own. Or you're not. I'm not sure this guy's a Miami fan. I think he's a Florida fan. But I think some of the Miami fans in here are overrating their own coach's abilities a little bit, and just ability to dominate the way a game is played, considering he single-handedly loses you like 2 a year.
Yeah. We're also not going to use transitive property here to decide these gate picks.
Yeah, I mean,
that's something college football has proven time and time again does not work.
Miami beating the brakes off USF doesn't worry me more than just the watching Florida play last night. That's the thing that worries me. It's not what happened in the Miami USF game.
Yeah. Mario isn't focused on the outside noise. I mean, maybe he should be and take a knee instead of running the ball.
Yeah, maybe you should like learn how to just end a game.
No, but yeah, I think Miami's a better team. Are we ready to get into our picks, or is there anything else?
I think we can get into the picks. I think we've gotten the things we want to say about this game across.
Yeah. I'll answer your question. And we'll answer your question in a minute here, Ryan. But
yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
Ryan.
I guess we'll get into our picks. I think this is a game that going into halftime might be like 13-7 Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 13-10. Maybe that play happens there. But then in the second half, I think Miami's gonna have like a long drive, or whoever, like Miami's gonna have a long drive early in that second half and kind of put the game away. Like it'll still be in a range, kind of like how this LSU game was, where once Lagway threw that pick 6 and LSU went up 10, like the game wasn't over, but like it felt like it was over with how our offense was playing. And I think that's how this game will go. But I think we'll get a late score. I'm gonna take Miami to win 30-17.
Okay, we're pretty close. Yeah, I think I'll just say, I mean, I agree with you. I have 31-14 Miami.
Okay.
I kind of see it playing out as a game.
No, we're gonna kick a field goal.
You're probably right, but that's just the math that felt right. Those are just the numbers that feel good in my head. Because I kind of see it being a game that's like 24-14 late, and Florida has a chance to maybe do something and make it happen, and then there's like a turnover or a mistake or something, and that kind of allows Miami to do something that makes it look a little bit more lopsided than it felt, but like that's still pretty lopsided. But that's like I think Florida's defense is too good for Miami to embarrass them, because again, LSU couldn't last night. I mean, Florida gave LSU, again, LSU scored 13 points off 5 interceptions, like at home. Like, I mean, I think the Miami fans here are underestimating Florida's defense, which again, didn't give up anything to South Florida. That's
true.
They had one big play
on
a free play that was because of coach. That was the fault of coaching.
And Sharif Denson.
Well,
taking the corner.
The fact that Florida was even in that position was because of coaching.
Yeah, the fact Florida wasn't. That's fair. Yeah. But I mean, Miami. I wouldn't say I'd be shocked if we win this game, because it's also Mario Cristobal. Like, I know we kind of wanted to say this going into the year that Billy's fixed things. I mean, plenty of people, including yourself, and I still had it in the back of my mind that Billy was going to find a way to ruin things. But Mario, someone who's also done that at a pretty high level in his tenure at Miami and back at Oregon. Guys, Miami is not.
Do you mean it's a less talented team? Because like on paper it is.
Yeah. Like Florida's defense right here, 2 touchdowns through 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Interesting. Beck gets rattled very easily. And I'll say, I said going into that Miami Notre Dame game that I was worried about Notre Dame's pass rush. And if they couldn't get to Beck, then it could be open season for Beck to go out there and, dot up that Notre Dame defense, which I think our pass rush hasn't been phenomenal.
No.
But like, I still don't think we've had much of the opportunity to get a pass rush because of the style of offense we've played. I think Miami's would be more likely if we were to break out on the pass rush side. Miami's probably the game where you could.
Yeah.
Skippity. Mario wants his shoe back from Cormani McLean. Hey, Cormani McLean's looked pretty cool so far.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of positives on defense. It's a shame that this is the way the season's going, because there's a lot of things I think to be optimistic about with the defense, but it doesn't really matter if you're playing like this.
No, but yeah, we both got Miami here. You got them 31-14. I got them 30-17. Either way, I feel like that's probably both are enough to result in the firing of Billy Napier.
Agreed.
But there's still part of me that hopes that Lagway can just turn things back on. And go out there and get a nice win against a rival.
Yeah, I wish I could say I had that belief, but I'm just really not there right now. I think I don't think these issues are getting fixed for Florida. That's not to say they're not going to win one of these. No. I think they probably will, just because that just seems to be the Billy Napier experience. I don't really think
if we don't win this one, is the Billy Napier experience going to win?
Yeah,
one?
We might be talking about the Ron Roberts experience at that point. And I don't know what the Ron Roberts experience entails. A guy has a little bit of head coaching experience at the FCS level, and that's about all we got. So,
yeah. All right, that'll be it for that. I guess we can get through some comments here. Ryan asked before a little bit ago.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Where is it? what time was it?
Hold on.
As far as head coaches go, who is top of the wish list for you guys? Now, I'm personally not the biggest guy on Lane Kiffin. But, I actually asked earlier today an LSU fan and a Georgia fan, what coaches would you be most scared of for Florida hired? And, no question, they both said Lane Kiffin.
Yeah. I like Lane Kiffin, personally. I like the idea of hiring Lane Kiffin overall.
I think from a narrative perspective, from the media, and I think it kind of would also show some good things in our front office as well. They went and poached Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. But I'll say my personal is Marcus Freeman. I've talked about it the last couple of weeks. I think him, maybe if you want to say we're not going to land one of those two guys, who else? I think Jed Fish at Washington, continue to watch him, see how he does this year. Has his Florida ties. Yeah. That could be an interesting one to watch. But also, John Summerall. I'm high on Summerall at Tulane.
Yeah, I don't love going G5 again. I would have the same hang up with Golesh. I just I don't know. I think Summerall, I need to see if Summerall gets them to 11-1 and they're in the playoffs or whatever, then I'd maybe reevaluate. They kind of took a step back last year. I feel like people don't really talk about that when they talk about him as a candidate, that they kind of took a step back from where Willie Fritz had him last year in year one with him. But I don't hate Summerall as a candidate. I know you don't like him. I think Drink would get more play for the job than a lot of people want to admit. I think he would be more in the mix.
I know he's a candidate.
I think he would be. I know people have brought up Brent Key has kind of been the hot name recently. I'm not as enthused about that one. I could probably be sold on it, but I'm not that enthused about it right now.
I've also been told that he's really happy. He's a Georgia Tech alum. I've been told he's really happy at Georgia Tech, so yeah. I wouldn't get too. I like Key. I don't know what his identity is besides winning.
Running the ball. He's an offensive line guy. He's an offensive line guy.
Now, he also could he bring Buster Faulkner and
So apparently the rumor mill, that's the same rumor mill where this comes from, is the rumor mill saying Faulkner's going to replace him if he leaves at Georgia.
Yeah.
So
that's that makes sense. Also, I saw some on 3 post an article who's the next Virginia Tech coach, and they had Faulkner as one of the options, which I don't think he would do that.
I'm calling my shot on Chesney, the James Madison coach. I'm calling my shot on that one.
That's interesting.
I agree on Lanning. I probably agree on Freeman. I don't think that's very likely. I disagree completely on Kiffin. I think Kiffin takes the job in a heartbeat. I think Lane is dying to get this job. Actually, I genuinely believe that.
He's a big Steve Spurrier guy.
Yeah, I think this is the job Lane wants, maybe more than anything except Alabama. And
but he's not getting that one.
He's not. No, he's never getting Alabama. He's never.
Saban will not allow that while he's alive.
Yeah, he will never get the Alabama job. And honestly, whether this is right or wrong, there are several ADs around the country that would never consider Lane Kiffin at big ADs at big jobs that just have Lane's antics have rubbed them the wrong way. I personally think the winning overcomes all that. But we'll see.
No, that's not what I meant to click. Does BT and UCLA firing the coaches now? We're not hiring from the same pool of candidates.
We're really not. And that's not even I don't think that's these schools are so beneath us. I just think we're going to be looking at totally different things. Also UCLA is pretty far beneath. VT, I don't really know where they're at in terms of funding, because I think it's all about resources now. How good these jobs are has nothing to do with how many championships you've won or how cool the stadium is. It's literally how financially committed is the administration to winning.
Can you give me NIL and can you give me my house settlement money
and staff pool and yeah, all that stuff.
Mullen's an interesting name for VT. I also on 3 article also mentioned Will Stein, which I don't think he would be dumb enough to do that. I've heard some negative things towards VT in their spending right now. So
I've heard Will Stein come up for our job.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was also going to say. Will Stein's also, he's probably the only coordinator I look at.
Yeah, I
Glenn
wouldn't hate
Schumann.
I wouldn't hate Schumann, but that feels risky to me.
It's also just not happening, Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't think that would actually happen there. So
yeah.
And then, Drink would be awesome. I know this probably is never going to happen also for Dion.
Can I just say that Dion seems
Shout
to
out
be,
Ryan Staub.
Dion's, I'm not even, I would say I'm not even anti. I could be intrigued by Dion if depending on the circumstances, but like, I will just say the fact that like the first time, except for I think his first year at Jackson State in his entire coaching career, where his quarterback hasn't been his son, and he seems to be mismanaging that situation. I mean, maybe that's unfair to say, but I mean, vibes around the quarterback position of Colorado are pretty bad. Like you bring in Julian Lewis, you bring in Caden Salter, and now you're playing Ryan Staub over both of them, and none of them are good. Like I don't know, man. Bad vibe. If you had asked me preseason, I would have been intrigued by Dion. I'm a lot less so right now than I was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I don't think he's making it past this year.
Spencer and Ryan both mentioned Clark Lee. I think Clark Lee's a really good coach. He's at his alma mater right now. Something to consider. Obviously it sounds silly to say a coach wouldn't leave Vanderbilt for Florida, but it is his alma mater. Something to consider.
What is Clark Lee's background?
Defensive. He was the DC at Notre Dame.
Okay.
At Notre Dame. Yeah. He's that's the thing. Clark Lee is an academic school, like defensive guy background. It seems like a weird culture fit to me. Seems like a bit of a weird culture fit. But I think
see it with Clark Lee.
I think he's a fantastic coach, though. I think he's a fantastic coach.
Can you guess the comment I just reacted to?
Yeah, Florida's not hiring Gus Malzahn. That's
Jackson Smith. Gus would do good. See, Gus just has Alabama's number.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Gus's number here at Florida. So, I mean, going back to his time at Auburn, we beat them in 2019, and then last year dominated them again. So at UCF. So, and I think that FSU game end of the year will be interesting.
Yeah,
because I still have a feeling FSU isn't the top 10 team.
I still think they're probably like an 8-4, 9-3 team, but we'll see.
Yeah,
AD's not going anywhere.
He's not.
He's locked in for a while now. They basically just gave him a lifetime extension. So
2035.
Yeah, and then he can also just leave whenever he wants and have like a nice cushy, retirement kind of emeritus job in the athletic department. So
yeah, it's also like he got us Todd Golden. It's like, maybe that gives him some credit there, but it's like he won us a basketball natty. Mm. We'll see what this hire is, because he isn't the only one making this decision.
Yeah, and I will say, I mean, I don't think the process behind hiring Dan Mullen or Billy Napier was particularly bad. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's a results-based enterprise, and you usually don't get to hire a third if the first two don't work.
What?
But
why is there another comment about Gus?
Yeah, where is this coming from? Gus is not coming here. Gus is like about to retire. This might be Gus's last year. Like Gus literally might be like retiring in a year or two.
And it's like, it's based off one game against Bama. Like, guys, can we?
Yeah, he wasn't even good at UCF. Like he slowly oversaw you, and even before they moved to the Big 12,
he was gonna retire if FSU didn't offer him this job. Like,
yeah,
no, we did not fire Mullen too early. Mullen gave up.
Mullen did give up. I don't know. I don't think Mullen would. I shouldn't say I don't think. I think an interesting counterfactual that I think about a lot is, would Mullen have given up if he could have had a crystal ball and could have seen the future of where the sport and recruiting and roster management was going? Like if he knew that pretty soon you can just basically buy players and you have a front office group of people basically making personnel decisions for you and dealing with all that, would he have given up like that? I don't know.
So something I was actually thinking about earlier today that's really interesting. Back in 2020, so we played 10-game SEC schedule. One of our losses was to A&M. We weren't supposed to play A&M that year. But because of COVID, they added the 2 extra games, and A&M ended up being one of those 2 games and, ended up getting walked off there. But if that didn't happen, I know FSU was horrible, and we would have played FSU. Yeah. Did we have any major out-of-conference game scheduled for 2020?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
I don't think there was anything big we were supposed to play. I don't remember it being like a big deal that any of those games got canceled.
No. So it's like, I mean, there's a legit chance we go. I mean, that's assuming we still lose to LSU in a game we should not have lost, like without COVID and everything. Like,
yeah,
I think that 2020 team would have been so good that that Mullen couldn't have gave up at the end of that year. Like, I mean, 11-1 going into the conference. Like, even if you lose that one LSU game, it's like probably not losing to any of the other games in your schedule still.
And you could lose to Bama and maybe still make the 4 team. Like, or at least it wasn't impossible. Could it have happened?
No.
No, I guess you probably would have had to beat Bama either way.
No, because Ohio State and A&M would have been above us.
Yeah, true.
No. A&M.
Because if we beat them, if we didn't
play A&M, 2 losses.
Or if we just didn't play them.
We still would have been above A&M. I don't think the conference championship would have changed that. So it would have been Ohio State or us, which who knows how Ohio State would have looked in a full season.
Yeah.
Who knows how the entire season would have looked in a full season,
Yeah, 2020 is just, you just can't. 2020 was just not a real year, honestly. Like, so many things that happened in 2020, like, have proven to be just complete outliers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so weird. But, yeah, I mean, I think there's a chance that Mullen would still be here. I think he would still be here if he didn't give up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
and I think he'd probably be all right. Like, I think he could have been good. I mean, it was never going to work out with the way things went, but like, I think in a different world where he doesn't have to worry about the roster building stuff as much, I think things could have been different, but doesn't matter now. It's over.
Yeah. I mean, also, I know we made fun of UNLV so much for their game against Idaho State, but like, they could legitimately run the table.
They're pretty good. Yeah, they're a playoff contender. They're a real playoff contender, which is not surprising. I mean, but this is what I'm saying. This is Mullen at a school that's maybe the most resourced program in the entire Group of 5 right now. So that's kind of my whole thing with Mullen is I think in the new era, I think Mullen could maybe see like a career renaissance because I think he's actually a pretty good. I
don't think he wants a top job, like a high level stress job.
I'm not even saying that, but I'm saying he could go take a mid-level power conference job and be really good again. Like I think. Yeah, something like that. I mean, I truly, I think the new era of football is, I think he is like almost a prototypical coach for what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Because I think we're kind of moving back in a direction of just hiring guys who can coach ball. And say we will about Dan Mullen, but guy can coach ball.
Yeah. Last time we're going to address Gus. Gus has also has a lot of mid kids at UCF, needs great athletes in his system.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
mean, I think Gus is still a pretty good offensive mind, but yeah, I don't want him to be the head coach.
Who does FSU play? Like, I know they play Miami in 2 weeks.
They got Clemson in a couple weeks too.
They play Virginia. They play Kent State, so they're going to win that game by 70.
Yeah.
And then they go to Virginia, and then they host Miami because they had a bye week this week. So, I mean, Virginia's low key not that bad. I mean, they had they lost to NC State in a 1-score game. I mean, they blew out Coastal Carolina. I mean, Willie Corn, Jamie Chadwell, and Grayson McCall aren't at Coastal Carolina anymore. So I don't think that's the program we're still talking about. But, maybe Virginia, they could prove something again. But we'll see how this FSU team really is when they play Miami and Clemson. Yeah. And they play that's the wrong team. That's Virginia. Because they play Miami, then Pitt. Pitt disappointed me with their loss to West Virginia. I thought West Virginia lost to Ohio, and then
that was weird.
No, they don't play Clemson until November. Okay. Going to a 9-game conference schedule. Hey, are we playing Mississippi State instead of Miami now? Yeah. Do you guys think you will even win 3 games this year? Yes.
Probably. I'd say 4 or 5 at this point is kind of what I'm thinking.
I'm still confident we will beat Kentucky and Mississippi State.
I think a bowl game is looking pretty unlikely at this point. I would say.
Bowl game is probably pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
Like again, if Billy gets fired after this game, we'll see how the offense looks. But there's 0% chance Billy benches Lagway if he's
we've addressed it. He can't.
Lagway has to get injured for that.
There's just too much at stake. Not enough political capital for Billy. Too much money in the mix. It's just not going to happen.
We will go at least 8-4.
I love Eric. Eric is a true believer. I love it.
Eric is a true believer. Hey, Ryan agrees with Eric. That's what I'm calling it here. 0 chance you win 4 games. I think you're wrong, Jack's boy.
we
lost by 10 points.
Like, it's Mississippi State and Kentucky are at the worst toss-ups. And then you just got to win like one other big game. Like one, which I mean, like, look, if you're playing LSU within 10 on the road, you can steal one of these pretty easily. It doesn't change that I think this team is not good and that I think this staff needs to go, but just realistically speaking, I don't think Florida's going 3-9 or 2-10. I really just don't believe that.
Yeah, I'm right here, Melissa. I think you guys could win more than 4. I think some of the SEC teams are overrated. I agree. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I agree.
And,
I don't think. I think 6 is unlikely though. I'd say probably 5.
And rivalry games are always unpredictable.
Yeah.
I think that FSU game at the end of the year is really interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, it just depends on where each team is at. I mean, Florida could have an interim coach and some pretty major portal losses. Exactly. So we'll just
our QB had 5 interceptions and we still only lost by 10
on the road. I mean, top 5 team.
Like Lagway's not going to throw 5 interceptions in the game again. Like
none of this is that I think Florida's good, but I don't know why you guys are all of a sudden so like high on Kentucky or like Mississippi State or even A&M. We don't even know if Notre Dame's good. Like,
yeah, or Ole Miss.
Tennessee's probably
Tennessee.
Tennessee's probably pretty good.
Tennessee hasn't won in the Swamp since 2003.
It is true.
That's a guaranteed win. So there you go.
That's true.
All right, no, but I think it's time for us to end this here, guys. I'm so glad you were in the chat, making this a fun stream. But
it was fun, guys. Appreciate it.
Been longer than 2 hours here, so it's time to wrap things up. My dog over here is, starting to get upset with me. So, any wrapping thoughts here, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is, this has gone about the worst way it could to start the year. I think we were both pretty optimistic that things would be different. They're obviously not. And it seems like Florida's on the verge of going to be hiring, I believe it would be its 6th coach in 16 years. No one wants to be in that spot, but, hey, I think in the new era of college football, I don't think this idea that rebuilds take 3 years, I don't really believe that anymore. I think you can hire someone and have pretty immediate results. So I think brighter days are ahead, and I think they'll be here sooner than later. But that's all I really got for you.
Yeah. Just realized you guys are both Tyler.
We are both Tyler.
But yeah, thanks for joining, everybody. I hope to see you guys next week.
Even the Miami fans, we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, you guys were good fun, adding some excitement here. But no, we'll see you guys next week for the Florida-Miami post-game show. I'll be in my hotel room, so I don't know how well that's going to go for it. But
we'll figure it out.
Hopefully you're here, Tyler, to at least
run
things if I can't. Yeah, so we'll see you guys next weekend. We'll be live again next Sunday at 7 o'clock for I think there's a decent chance we're talking about Billy being fired to take up a good time of that show.
That would be,
we'll sorry, you can.
Oh, no, I was saying I was just going to say that seems pretty likely to me as well.
Do a live stream during the game. I don't think I can really do that. That might be against some copyright laws. So,
yeah, I don't know if you're probably not allowed to do that.
Pirating, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to become the new Stream East.
You're going to get sued by the CW or whoever's airing that game.
What channel is this game?
It's on I think it's on ESPN. Yes. Or actually, no, it's probably ABC. It's probably ABC again, right? If it's game day, you would think it's probably ABC again.
Let me actually check that because that's some good things to know right there. Week 4. Where is it? It's ABC. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And did you see the line opened at 4.5 and it's now 7.5 already?
I thought it opened at 3.5 and moved to 6.5. I think on a different book. So yeah, I think it'll move further. I think it's gonna move even more.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the LSU game that went from 9.5 to 4.5 right before kick. It was really weird.
That was weird.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next week or later of the week, whatever you want to call it. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I know Miami fans, you're probably having a great time, but Florida fans, don't let it bog you down too much. Just try to think positive, try to think of the future here, and have a good week. So we'll see you guys later. And as always, go Gators.